Could you shed some light on the political consideration element you alluded to in the opening when you were speaking?
Okay, early on in the life of ASU, they were more interested in political issues.
Oh.
Say, for instance, how do you fund the universities, autonomy of the universities, and so forth and so on. They have another union, a counterpart union within the universities, the NASU, Non-Academic Staff Union. Those ones who are more interested in the
welfare package.
The welfare of the workers, the income, and so on. So you find out that ASU was playing catch-up. NASU was always the first to go and said, we are going to get so much as this allows, and ASU will catch up to that. But they are more interested in other issues. Now, when you come to collective bargaining, which is recognized internationally as the process of resolving or setting terms and conditions, it's tested. It's there all over the world. If you go into a collective agreement with your employers, you create institutions. You have a procedure of what and what to negotiate, what and what are agreed as negotiable items. Now, in a situation where it's free for all, any day you come and you put up an item on the board and you drag it through to a strike, 3 months down the line, everybody is tired of the strike. The consideration for the call-off is not the facts of the case. So sometimes you enter into an agreement not meaning to implement them.
You know, I mean, time and time again,
yeah, okay.
we always get to ask many of these groups why they always have to embark on strike, because many now think that this embarking on strike seems to be first resort. But they always tell you, no, this is our last option because we've tried all else. But it fails, we always have to embark on a strike. So year in, year out, this happens. What do you think that we are missing out, that we need to correct to avoid us getting to strike? The
first problem I notice there is a structural problem. If you don't have what they call a recognition agreement or a procedural agreement, a procedural agreement discusses issues like, when do we meet for negotiations? How many months' notice is required for the union to put the employers on notice that within 90 days we are coming to discuss issue A, B, C, D? And expect that in that 90 days, employers are going to call you for a meeting. Even if negotiation does not start that day, then you can take a date when negotiations can really start. It's based on respect. And if that respect is not there between the two parties, you still have this difficulty of writing a letter asking for a meeting 1 year after you don't have a reply. Now, but if you have this agreement, you can go to arbitration. And the IAP can rule and order that negotiation starts and fix a date.
Has that ever happened?
I don't know. If you don't have a procedural agreement, you don't have something to present. If you have been acting less than fair, probably because you know the VC or because you know the director in the ministry, you can call him on phone and say, we want to negotiate. It's not written. So a procedural agreement is supposed to be a written document, supposed to be signed. And if you look at the industry, the organized private sector, all of them, from the breweries and so on, they have this procedural agreement. The unions know when to knock on the door for negotiations. And you'll be wondering, in some of these industries, over the last 20 years, they have not gone on one general strike.
What do you think is playing out here? Because first it was ASU that went on strike, and then they persisted over a while. And then we had the resident doctors also at the verge of concluding. As a matter of fact, they had called off that strike. And then, do you make a correlation that perhaps they saw that ASU was having a headway with the government, and then decided that, okay, we might as well go the way of ASU, and now you have other sister agencies, sister bodies in the health sector also coming out to say that we're also going on strike?
Yeah, but that's the easy way out. There's solidarity in there. When we talked of recession, it was talk of the day. Everybody knew things are down. All of a sudden, people have the feeling that things are picking up, and they think this is the time to strike. This is the time to ask for improvement. And don't forget that we raised the issue of minimum wage. over a period of time, and it died out naturally, because people felt that we're not going to be able to get anything at that point in time. Now that ASU has insisted and gone on strike, resident doctors have gone on strike, the government seems to be on the back foot. The end result is that these matters are going to be resolved. And when they are resolved, are they being resolved with intention to implement the agreements? Part of the agreement, part of the dispute, or part of the grievance from the ASU is 2009 agreement.
Yeah.
I have not seen it myself. I don't know what the details are. But 2009, and it's being recycled over and over. If it's not resolved now, the next president of ASU will also put